Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Friday, and we all love Friday. Today is April the 9th, 2010. Friday! This is PerfectStockAlert.com, and I am Christian the Man. Okay, we have another free alert for you today. Ticker symbol AXS. We recommend the entry point on Monday for today's close at 31.39. Okay, that would be the entry point, or higher if you could get it. This chart shows we have overbought condition being hit at the 80 line. Rather than wait for it to bump up there, we're not doing it in this particular case simply because we see it as trending lower right there. You see that right there? Yeah, right there. Bouncing off that little trend line that's happening right there. Okay. You also notice the high between here and here are lower. That's more bearish news right there. If you're long this stock, you don't want to see that. It's not a breakout, and that doesn't bode well. Okay, so we're looking for this to go lower. You also notice on this pullback right here, there was not a hammer formation. You want to see a pullback keep going until it makes a hammer. Once it forms a hammer, there's actual support there, even if it's short term, and it can rally off of that. In this particular case, we have an inverted hammer, and that tells us not to trust this move. You also notice as we started to move higher here, you had more inverted hammers. Again, not a good sign. And moving on down, if you look at the volume behind that move, it's very weak, and we don't like that technically, okay? Also, the last 2 days, we've had a lot of increase on the sell side, so volume is actually showing that more people are shorting than buying. And today's down day means more than just a down day. I mean, if you consider the fact that the overall markets were up and this stock still moved lower, I'm just a bear here on the financials, and that's my take on that. You also notice the RSI indicator coming up off the extremely overbought signal and then began to trend lower. Note the high points were successfully lower and the low points followed as well. Okay, and we're now bouncing off of that same trend line. This is telling you basically the overall trend should be lower, and I would look for that right there. Okay, that's how you trade that. Now, where do you stop the guy out? That's always the big question, isn't it? All right, you could use the previous high. Okay, the previous high is 32.07, so you could set a stop 1 cent above that, just say 32.08. But that might be a little bit too tight. You need a little blip to the upside, get you stopped out. So this one's not that bad, but in some cases that's just too tight, and you get yourself stopped out before she moves lower anyway. So to avoid that, you could simply use a 10% stop. That would just give you a little bit more room to breathe in there before she actually moves lower. That's what I think about that. You need to watch our nightly market analysis video. We covered a chart on oil today, and it's really important. It's going to affect the economy, and we see oil as being very bullish here. So definitely watch that analysis as well. We've also covered the major markets all this week. We went through the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500 earlier. It was on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I believe. So check those out. Listen up. If you're not a full access member, you need to be one. We're looking for 300 serious investors and or traders, and we're looking for our Spartans, as it were. 300 of you. 187 memberships have already gone. Right now, you could still grab one for the 145 a year. Be sure to do so, or you're gonna miss the boat. If you want to know what's in my portfolio, or if you want access to our small cap alerts, you need that full access. So go get it. Enjoy your weekend. Refer your friends and smack somebody. All right.